Coming up on this episode of Hit the Sled, Washington Commanders' new general manager, Adam Peters, meets the media and NFL Wildcard Weekend. Boys, well, there's some doozies. Next on Hit the Sled. Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Eve coming to y'all with another episode of Hit the Sled. Before we get started on this episode, just want to let y'all know, of course, y'all can find me on YouTube, on my YouTube channel, Hit the Sled. But not only am I on my YouTube channel, you can find me on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and everywhere, including TikTok and Twitch. Thank you again. Hey, leave a comment, hit the like button, spread the word around, hit the sled. But on this episode, we're going to be talking about Adam Peters' press conference this afternoon. Man, what an impressive guy. Man, he came in. It was the press conference today was just himself and Josh Harris. And they came in to meet the press, meet the media. And a couple of things that really stuck out to me, man. One of the first things was they asked Adam Peters a lot of questions. One of the questions they asked, what was the appeal Adam Peters had towards the Washington Commanders, and he said everything. He said that he really liked the great ownership, he liked the great fan base, and most importantly, I think the ability to start new. I think one of the things we got to understand, we as fans of the team got to understand that everything that happened in the past is the past. The Snyder era is over. This is a new era moving forward. And what I'm learning is that people have a lot of respect for Josh Harris and the ownership group. They respect the past, the fan base, which really they're thinking about the past because Snyder ruined the current fan base. They're thinking about the past as to where it used to be, not what it is now. And I think also for Adam Peters, more importantly, he has an ability to start new, meaning brand new. He has 9 draft picks. He has 4 picks in the first 100. The second pick of the draft. He has 2 second-round picks, high second-round picks, and also he has 2 third-round picks. That's 5 picks in the top 100. That's a lot of picks. Those are picks that he can be able to use to build his team rather quickly. So that's one of the that was one of the questions. Another question was asked to Josh Harris, and he was asked what jumped out to him about Adam Peters, and Josh Harris said that he believed that Adam Peters is a winner. He's won everywhere he's been. He listed the teams. And this is true. He won with the Patriots. He won with Denver, and also with San Francisco. And he learned from a lot of great leaders. And also, he's about excellence. He's about attracting the best people, which is very important. And he also said he's about building edges, and he's inclusive. One of the things I want to talk about briefly that was kind of raised a couple eyebrows for me was that it's something that I had never heard before. Josh Harris said, building edges. And on multiple occasions, Adam Peters, referred back to R&D, which is research and development. That's something that you rarely hear NFL front office people talk about. Building edges is something that I believe when you hear owner or general manager say building edges in R&D, research and development, those are things that are futuristic, innovative type of things. I would be really interested if when I have that ability to one day talk to an Adam Peters or even talk to a Josh Harris and ask them that question, go back to it and ask them, hey, when you refer to building edges, what exactly do you mean by that? And or if it's Adam Peters, he he kept referring back to research and development. That's something I believe kind of a futuristic sports science, stuff like that. And I would really like to ask him about something like that. And being as though the 49ers are in Silicon Valley, they have a lot of technology out there. Maybe the Niners have some type of advantage that we just don't know nothing about. And because one thing I'm gonna say, San Francisco, their players look different. Their players, man, them guys, them dudes look different. We go all the way back to Patrick Willis when Jim got there, when Harbaugh got there. Navarro Bowman, Patrick Willis, Justin Smith. Carlos Rogers left here and went there and became a different player. That's a whole nother story. That was a story behind that. Frank Gore, the offensive line, the defensive line, those guys they just look different. So even now, guys are they're all NFL guys, but it just seemed like something is a little bit different about them. So that's gonna be really interesting. One day, maybe somebody in the media might go back and ask them about something like that. But that was something that really, really poked my interest. Building edges and also research and development. Building edges more towards Josh Harris, but Adam Peters kept referring back that he even thanked the 49ers research and development people. And that's something that typically you don't hear too often. So that really, raised my eyebrows as to what might he be referring to. So that was something right there. And also Adam responded to that same question in that, saying that once he heard Josh Harris's vision and he knew that his vision and Josh Harris's vision aligned. They were all on the same page, and that made it a lot easier for him. I thought that was really something, the way Josh Harris went down the list of saying that Adam is a winner. He's won everywhere he's been, and that he won with the Patriots, Denver, with the Broncos, and the 49ers. He's been around a lot of great leaders. He's about excellence. And one of the most important things he said, he's about attracting the best people. So you got to be able to recruit people to come to your organization. Recruit the best scouts. Recruit the best player personnel people. Recruit the best salary cap people. Recruit the best research and development people. See, all these people are people that you have to be able to. People are going to want to work for you. They want to come work for you. So if you're someone that nobody really likes, no one really wants to you can't get along with people, you're not going to attract the best crowd. So by them saying that Adam Peters is someone that attracts quality people, that really also raised my eyebrows as well. So that was something too that really, 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 really interests me. And also, he was asked what he thought about the roster. And he was kind of emphatic about it. He felt like there are a few cornerstone pieces, but everything has to be evaluated. I don't think there's a lot of cornerstone pieces, maybe 3. And that would be Terry McLaurin, Deron Payne, and Jonathan Allen. That's 3. And that's really it. Everybody else can be interchangeable. Everybody else can be moved on and off the roster. So I think he was referring to those 3 guys, and those 3 guys are pillars for the roster moving forward. I don't know if Jonathan Allen might ask for a trade later on in the offseason, so we'll see about that. But that was something too. And he was asked also, what do he look for in a head coach, whether it's offense or defense, and he responded by saying that he's looking for a leader. And I think that's a very good answer in my opinion, because a head coach has to be able to coach both the offense and the defense. You cannot be a head coach of just coaching the offense. You got to be able to coach both sides. The greatest coaches in NFL history were always able to coach both sides of the ball. They're able even to coach special teams. I remember when I was a kid, Parcells. He was able to coach offense. He was able to coach defense. He was able to coach special teams. Go back to Belichick. He was able to do that. Gibbs. You have to be able to coach both sides of the ball. So him just saying he doesn't want an offensive guru to be my offensive coach, you got to be able to coach both sides of the ball because you have to be able to tell the defensive coordinator what you want. You're playing the team. You got to be able to tell the defensive coordinator, hey, this is what I see. This is what they like to do. What is the plan? I think we should really be doing this, and come up with a plan for both sides. I think a head coach has to be. It's paramount that a head coach can coach both sides of the ball. You can't just be a defensive specialist and you don't know nothing about the offense. You like Steve Spurrier. Spurrier was just an offensive guy. He let Marvin just coach straight defense. Marvin Lewis. He just wanted Marvin Lewis. You just handle defense. I'll stick to offense, but I'm the head coach. No. You got to be able to coach both sides. You got to be able to coach both sides. So for me, I really like that answer a lot. And we have to have somebody who can coach both sides of the ball. That's a leader. So that was very, very important. He was also asked about the current quarterback on the roster, and he stated that once a coach is hired, they will evaluate the coach along himself, the coach, and his staff will evaluate the quarterback position. And I think that's a fair enough answer. I really do. I think that's a fair enough answer. I think that's something that that has to be done by the head coach, along with Adam Peters, and come up with an idea as to what they should do. I believe Sam Howell will be on the roster next year. I believe Sam Howell will practically, maybe will even start the season, depending on if the young quarterback is ready. If it's Caleb, if it's Jalen Daniels, or if it's Drake May. So we don't know yet, but I would rather the young guy takes his time, get up to speed, and then come out there. There's no rush for him to be out there opening Sunday. There's no reason why. I don't think they should be rushing to get him out there. Whenever he's ready, you put him out there. But anyway, he said that's going to be up to himself, the coaching staff, and himself, the head coach, and the coaching staff to evaluate that position, and then they will come up with what they're going to do. He was also asked about how does he value building the team, and I think this is one of the most important things that he talked about. And this was towards the end. I believe it was the last question, actually. And he talked about building it through the draft and using free agency as a supplement to help build the roster. And I think that's an excellent answer. The days of going around spending all that money like Snyder used to do with Prime, Bruce Smith, Mark Curry, and all them days are over. You got to build it through the draft. I had this analogy, this way I used to put it to a couple of my boys. I used to tell them, I want a lot of guys that live in a condo that's trying to get into the gated community. I don't want the guys that's already in the gated community trying to get the mega mansion. I want the guys that live in the condo, got to pay the HOA, and then they trying to get their way in the gated community. Once they get in the gated community, they know the way to go about doing things, and then they become so great, then they got the mega mansion. That's what you want, progression. I don't want a bunch of guys that already in the gated community, thinking they got all the answers. Nah. We need some young dudes that living in the condo, living in the townhouse, that's trying to get in the gated community. And once they get to the gated community, they're gonna move on up to the big mansion. That's what you want. And that's the answer he gave us. So I really like that. I really do, man. I really liked everything he said. And it looks like outside looking in, he is being coached up. It is the media, but he looked like somebody that is a humble guy that's looking really to try to build this thing the right way. One of the things he's asked, and I think this is more of a reflective question, and it was towards the end, and he was asked that, and I really, really liked the question, and I really liked the answer as well. He was asked that he has been very successful in his career, but what has he learned? What has he learned from that is not so successful moment? What successful moments has he had? What not successful moments has he had? And I just thought that he said you learn more from losing than you do from winning, which is true. It's like anything in life, man. You learn more from your losses, your failures, than you do your winning. And for anybody out there that's watching this, that's one of the reasons why, you tend to be successful by learning from your past mistakes. But the most important thing you try to do is learn from your mistakes so that you won't sit back in that same classroom over and over again. So for me, that's something I had to learn. Making a mistake, failing it's not that bad of a thing. But the most important thing, it's not failing. There's no such thing as failure. It's only experiences. Learning from those mistakes, learning from those situations where it might not have come across the way you wanted it to, but in every situation, there's something to learn from it. In anything you do, there's something to learn from it. So I just thought that was something really poignant. That was it was a young lady from Bowie, Maryland, that asked the question, a station out there in Bowie, and I thought that was a really poignant question, and I thought that was really good. So that's why I'm referring back to it. But all in all, I thought it was really good. I thought that he did a good job with the press conference. He was able to articulate himself very well, and he came across as someone that has a handle as to what he needs to do. So I just think once they hire a coach and we start learning more and more about the people that he's hiring, the people that he's keeping on, the people that he's letting go, the people that he's hiring and stuff like that, I just think that that's something that we're going to learn more and more about his evaluations, his personnel style as to the guys that he's looking for as the months go on getting towards the draft. But I just thought, man, we on our way. See, I got my Redskin hat on. We on our way. This is the first time since Charlie Casserly that we got a GM, that we got a real GM. Think about that. Charlie Casserly was fired in 99. He was a GM from 89 to 99. And this is the first time since 1999 that we got a real GM. So I got my Redskin hat on. Man, we on our way. We on our way, man. And as I transition on to talk about these playoffs, the near distant future, we're gonna be talking about the Redskins/Commanders here in the playoffs. Hit the sled, we'll be talking about that. You best believe that. That being said, as we transition now to the playoffs, we're gonna talk about some of these games briefly from this past weekend. Man, congratulations to the Houston Texans. Man, they dominated Cleveland. Especially in the second half. They forced Joe Flacco into two interceptions that led to 2 pick six. And the story of the game was C.J. Stroud. Man, this brother right here, man, C.J. Stroud C.J. Stroud has been awesome. He really has. C.J. Stroud, he went 16 for 21, 274 yards, 3 touchdowns. C.J. Stroud's been playing great. The former Buckeye, in my opinion, early on, is becoming the best Buckeye quarterback of all time, leaving Ohio State and coming into the NFL. C.J. Stroud is playing great. He is playing beyond his years for a rookie. For a rookie, y'all, he's playing beyond his years. He's had an exceptional season. Exceptional, man. I didn't see this coming. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I didn't see it coming. And I think a lot of that credit also got to go to D'Amico Ryan, the rookie head coach. Man, he's doing a great job as well. Man, D'Amico Ryan, he's putting them guys on defense in position to make plays. And the thing is, they're making the plays. The plays that are there to be made, they are making them. The Houston Texans are making great plays, man. Let me tell you something. They're going to Baltimore, no fear. They ain't scared not one lick going down there to Baltimore. They're going to be like, man, we're going down there. We playing with house money. What we need to worry about? What we need to be scared of? We can win. We can win. We can win. And they should believe it. They should believe they can win. Why shouldn't they? Man, the people beat Cleveland. Cleveland got the number 1 defense. Now, Cleveland, let's be honest now. Cleveland, Joe Flacco has earned his way on it. He should be having an opportunity to come back next year. But for Cleveland to go to the next level, they need Deshaun Watson to be back into his Houston form. They need that. Because the Browns played great all year on defense. But this is the NFL. Sometimes the defense is not going to have a good day. The offense on the other team, they millionaires too. They getting paid. Them people over there ain't on scholarship. They came out there, they were struggling, and you need your quarterback to bail you out. And Joe Flacco tried, but he threw 2 picks. 2 pick six. And they was backbreakers too. So the Browns, man, they need good quarterback play. They need Deshaun Watson to go back to his old days, his Houston days, to be specific, to be able to get them over the level, man. But congratulations to Houston, man. They playing Baltimore this coming weekend, and that's gonna be something that we're gonna talk about later in the week. The next game I'm gonna talk about is Kansas City against the Dolphins. Kansas City beat the Dolphins 26-7. This is the best game. KC played all year, in my opinion. But I got to be honest too. The Dolphins ain't presenting no threat. The Dolphins were defeated before they came to that game. Defensively, however, Kansas City was great. They played great defensively. Pat Mahomes played good. He was good. He was 23, 41, 262, 262 yards, 1 touchdown. He did his thing. But the thing that encouraged me more, and I don't know if it was because of the weather, Andy Reid decided to run the ball. He ran the ball 34 times. I don't remember last time I remember Kansas City running the ball that much. They ran the ball 34 times. Isaiah Pacheco ran the ball 24 times. Hey, if they could just keep playing like that, man, if they could run that ball like that, that's what's up. And also, the rookie receiver, Rashad Rice, he played great. He had 8 catches for 130 yards and a touchdown. When was the last time you remember Kansas City, Kelsey won the leading receiver? 2 years ago when Tyreek was the last time, when Tyreek was there, 2 years ago. Rashad Rice, he's been coming along slowly, a rookie, slowly he coming along, and now he's doing his thing. Towards the tail end of the season, he was gaining Patrick Mahomes' trust more and more. And this playoff game, he was the guy. 8 for 130, 8 catches for 130 yards and a touchdown. He played great. So Kansas City is moving on to play Buffalo. We'll talk about that later on in the week, but that's gonna be a bomb burner right there. Bills Chiefs. Not in Arrowhead this time. It's gonna be in Rich Stadium up there in Buffalo. It might be about 5 degrees, but Kansas City usually that cold. It was -7 on last Saturday, so they ain't worrying about it. They care less about the cold. Cold don't bother them. But this is gonna be the first time Patrick Mahomes is going on the road for a playoff game. This is the first time. So we about to find out, man. We really is. We about to find out, man. I'm excited about this one. But let's finish up with the Dolphins. To be fair to the Dolphins were devastated by injuries. The Dolphins were injured all over the place, especially defensively. Defensively, they missing a star on the end, Jalen Phillips. Chubb, Jalen Phillips blew his Achilles. Nick Chubb, not Nick Chubb, Bradley Chubb, he blew out his ACL. Xavier Howard, he was out. Jerome Baker, the linebacker, he was out. Man, at least 4 starters was out. So the Dolphins, man, they were defensively, they were handicapped. But you go on offense, they kind of had the Dolphins, man. Listen, the Dolphins need to find a better way to be more physical in the run game. In my opinion, the Dolphins, when they run the ball, they really try and trick you. They ain't trying to be physical. The Dolphins is trying to trick you to run the ball. A lot of distraction, eye candy, then they hit you. Not to say that those are not good plays, but because they don't have no physicality in their run game, when they went out there, it's 5 degrees, they couldn't do nothing. When that trickery, Kansas City was on it, they had no physicality to just say, hey, we're going to run these plays right here. We physical. We're going to gain 5 yards here, 6 yards here, 4 yards here. They couldn't do it. And Tua, hey, man, listen, Tua's a good quarterback, but the Dolphins got some hard decisions on Tua. They picked up his 5th-year option, so he will be there next year. But Tua, a future contract, they got to make some real decisions on Tua. Can Tua lead them to a Super Bowl? That's the question you got to ask. He might be able to do it, but it ain't gonna be in no cold. It ain't gonna be in no Buffalo, no Kansas City when it's January and it's 5 degrees. Man, you cancel that. They ain't doing that. So the Dolphins got to sit down in the offseason, take off some ways, come up with some ways that they're gonna be able to find a better way to run the ball, change up their offense just a tad bit, especially in the run game, not necessarily the passing game, but in the run game. To come up with a better way to be able to get yardage, physical yardage, or different type of back. They got a lot of scat backs. They got a lot of speed guys, but nobody really that can just come down here and say, I'm gaining 3 yards here, I'm gaining 4 yards here, I'm gaining 5 yards here, and that's it. They don't have no bruiser. So Dolphins got to they got to think about this long and hard during the offseason. That's what they're going to do. The next game I'm gonna talk about is the shocker of the weekend, and that's the Packers over the Cowboys. Green Bay ends up winning this game, and to be honest with you, we're gonna talk somewhat about the Cowboys, man. But I'm gonna give the Packers some credit here. I'm gonna talk about the Packers briefly. This game right here goes to the Packers organization. That's why they won this game. Green Bay Packers front office. That's why they won this game. The Packers front office know what they doing. The reason why I say they know what they doing, if you go back to when Brett was there, as Brett got older, Brett started doing I don't know, I might retire every year, and they said, you know what? We got to find somebody to replace this dude. Because one year he might just retire and we out of luck. And guess what? They drafted Aaron Rodgers. Brett got mad, but one thing they knew, they had protection. And man, Aaron Rodgers had to sit for 4 years, but during those 4 years, Aaron Rodgers slowly was practicing. He was getting better. They was clean up his mechanics, clean up everything he needed to do on offense to the point where when Brett finally had to move on, when they traded him to the Jets, Aaron came in and the rest is history. And they did the same thing with Aaron Rodgers. Towards the end, Aaron started acting, I don't know, I ain't coming back. I don't know if I'm retired. They say, you know what? We're going to draft your replacement. Aaron got mad and all that. They ain't worried about it. And when they knew Jordan Love was ready, they said, Aaron, you need to go about your business. And you know what's getting ready to happen too? Jordan Love, the way it's looking, he's going to be around for another 15 years. And when he start getting old, when he contemplating retirement and all that, you know what they're going to do? They're going to draft his replacement 2 to 3 years before he's ready to go. And then they're going to ship him out. And you know what? That's if you do an organization, you want to keep winning, that's what you're supposed to do. And you know what? The Packers got it right. Man, this young and Jordan Love, man, I said it last week. I said it on the last episode of Hit the Sled. Man, Jordan Love is the real deal. He went in there and he beat them peoples. But not only did he beat them, he also had help. He had help from his young receivers. See, the Packers lead the league in offense with first-year or second-year receivers, skill players. The oldest skill player on the team is the running back, Aaron Jones. He been there a while. But everybody else from Jordan Love to the receivers, they first-year, second-year, third-year players. They slowly have been getting better. They started the year, it was rough, and Jordan Love struggled. But as the year went on, as the receivers got more and more better, guess what happened? Jordan Love got better. Since November, Jordan Love has thrown 21 touchdowns and only 1 interception. Think about that. Since November, he's thrown 21 touchdowns, 1 interception. And against the Cowboys, he was lights out. Not one ball was around. Not one ball looked like it was going to get picked off. He was lights out. And that's the way to go. That's what you're supposed to do. And they went in there and they beat them people. Man, at one point it was 27-0, man. In the first half. 27-7. Man, them people came down there, man. Dak threw picks. Dak threw a pick 6, and they took full advantage of it. They didn't waste no opportunities. They took advantage of everything. And that you look at the Cowboys right now, that loss right there was a devastating loss for the Cowboys. Devastating. Man, the Cowboys, man, they thought this was their year. That they was going to play the 49ers in the NFC Championship game, and that was going to they can win it. Lo and behold, Green Bay had something else playing for them. Man, listen, man. This loss right here, everything should be on the table for the Cowboys. Everything should be on the table. That means Mike McCarthy's job, whether or not we bringing Dak back, the defensive coordinator might not come back, a total rebuilding as far as coaching staff. Man, Jerry, I don't know whether or not Jerry gonna pull that trigger, but Jerry got some decisions to make. Jerry got a long decision to make. But he got options, though. If he make that decision to move on from Mike McCarthy, you got Jim Harbaugh out there. You got Bill Belichick out there. You got Mike Vrabel out there. You got Ben Johnson out there. You got quality people out there that could be quality head coaches. Man, you got Eric Bieniemy out there, man. Jerry might hire Eric Bieniemy. Nah, he ain't hiring Eric Bieniemy. He ain't gonna do that. Nah. Jerry ain't gonna do that. I hope he do. I want him to. Go hire EB, man. Go take EB. But Cowboys, man, they got a lot of decisions ahead of them. Man, hey. Man, we gonna see. But congratulations to Green Bay. Now they get the Niners on Saturday. That shit is gonna be canceled after that. That's over. But they've had a successful season. They've had a successful season because they got their quarterback of the future. Next game I'm gonna talk about is the Lions over the Rams, 24-23. Man, this is all about Detroit. Man, Detroit won their first playoff game since 1991 against the Cowboys. I remember that like it was yesterday. Man, Detroit won that game, man. That's the one when Barry Sanders had Tony Casillas spinning, looking around like, where you go? Barry down the sideline. They earned that win. Detroit earned that win, man. They had to fight for that win, man. Detroit, the key to Detroit, I've been saying this every time I talk about Detroit during this season, is Jared Goff. I've been saying this since the beginning of the year. If Jared Goff don't turn the ball over, Detroit gonna win. They got a great chance of winning. And guess what? Jared Goff did not turn the ball over. He did not turn the ball. He went 22 for 27, 277 yards and a touchdown. Jared Goff did not turn the ball over. And matter of fact, Ben Johnson, the offensive coordinator, when they really needed it, they didn't just run the ball behind that physical offensive line. You know what? They put the ball in the Jared Goff's hand. They put the ball in Jared Goff's hand and said, Jared, you lead us. And he made the throws too. He sure did. So I'm happy for Jared Goff. But the Lions, man, the Lions, they were tough. They were physical. They played hard, and they were smart. The players and the coaches, they played smart. Especially the coaches. Dan Campbell ain't do nothing stupid. Dan Campbell did not do anything stupid on Sunday. He ain't do nothing stupid. Nothing. He did everything the right way. He kicked the extra point. He ain't going for no stupid 2-point conversions. He ain't do none of that. He played the game straight up, and they won. He didn't do nothing stupid. He played it right. He played it like he was supposed to, and they were successful. Good for them. I'm happy to see it. And as for the Rams, what a head coaching job by Sean McVay. Man, Sean McVay did a hell of a job with this team. Because this team really is all about, man, it's not a talented team. This team all about Matthew Stafford and Aaron Donald. Man, Stafford was out there slinging. It, man. He was taking a lot of punishment, too. One in particular where he was on the ground looking up in the air, looked like he was concussed. Man, Stafford was slinging it, man. He still got some greatness in him. He still do, man. So credit to him. Cooper Kupp, I don't know. I don't know if Cooper Kupp was hurt, whether or not he's slowing down, but he only had 5 catches, 27 yards. The guy on the team was Puka Nacua. He had 9 catches, 181 yards and a touchdown. He's the real deal. Make no mistake about it. He's the real deal. And man, so the Rams, we don't know how much Aaron Donald got left. Aaron Donald, man, he played well. He was causing havoc, but we don't know how much longer he got left. But he played well too. So congrats to the Rams on a successful season. They got a lot more building to do, but the Rams, man, Sean McVay, what a job, man. Sean McVay is an excellent coach, y'all. Sean McVay can coach. He can flat out coach. So credit to him, man. Credit to the Rams. But Detroit, we're gonna see Detroit next week. We're gonna talk about that later on in the week on Hit the Sled. Detroit got we're gonna talk about them later on. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, because the Bucks. Matter of fact, we're gonna talk about them now. The Bucks beat the Eagles. Credit to the Bucks for playing well. Todd Bowles winning that game. Going on next week to the divisional round. Baker Mayfield played great. Baker played great, man. Baker was 22 for 36, 337 yards, 3 touchdowns, no turnovers. Baker played well, man. Could have had more. Mike Evans dropped a bomb in the first quarter. He dropped it, missed him a couple times. Man, Mike Evans just missed a couple. But Baker played well, man. He also could have had a couple picks over the middle, but credit to him. Philly didn't take advantage of it. But this was all about Philly. This is all about the Eagles. The Eagles, man, ended the season losing 6 or 7. Something going on. For a team that good to have that much talent, something going on. Look like they weren't giving no effort. Look like they ain't had no belief in what they was doing. Nick Sirianni might get fired. Jalen Hurts didn't play well all season. Maybe he was hurt. Man, the Eagles, if you believe it or not, the Eagles started the season 10-1, ended the season 11-7. Man, man. And by the way, starting center, Jason Kelce retiring. Man, the Eagles got a problem, but I'm glad they do got them problems. And I'm happy that I don't care about their problems, and I'm happy that they have them. Because they're Redskins rival. I ain't worrying about the Eagles, man. I'm glad they have that problem. Let them have it. That's real. We're gonna end this one talking about the Bills and the Steelers. This one up right here was all about the Steelers spotting the Bills 14 points before they really got going. But the Steelers' problem is quarterback. We don't know if Kenny Pickett could play. They need a good offensive coordinator. So until they get the offensive coordinator in there, we don't know. Coach Tomlin, he told the team today that he'll be back for next season, but they got to get an offensive coordinator in there. That's when we really have found out about Kenny Pickett. To be fair to him. We'll find out about Kenny Pickett then. But as far as the Bills, Josh Allen was the key. Josh Allen didn't turn the ball over. Josh Allen accounted for 4 touchdowns. He threw 3 touchdowns. He was 21 for 30, 203 yards, 3 touchdowns. And also he had a 52-yard TD run where he ran through a DB for the Steelers tackle, quarterback. And he ran away from people. Man, that dude there unbelievable, man. But as they move forward on defense, their defense played well, but they had a lot of injuries, man. They got a lot of backups playing against Kansas City. We're going to talk about that next week as the week goes on. Playing against Kansas City, that's going to be if I'm Kansas City, I'm licking my chops. I'm kind of saying, hey, bring them boys on. All them backups they got in there, we're going to eat these boys alive. But congrats to the Bills. The Bills have been in playoff mode since about the late part of October, early November. So they have red hot. The Bills red hot right now. It's going to be a bomb burner Sunday. Make no mistake about it. It's going to be a bomb burner. It's going to be a hell of a game. And we're going to be glad to see it. Man, I got to say, man, thank you so much for stopping here, watching me on Hit the Sled. Commanders, Adam Peters makes a great impression. Hey, we on our way, man. I'm excited about this hiring. I'm excited about what's ahead of us. You speak to somebody who was down on Snyder for 20 years. I'm back. I'm happy. The Skins are on their way. Hit the Sled is on their way. Follow me. Hit the Sled. I'm on Twitter, Instagram. I'm everywhere. Hit the Sled. We coming. I appreciate y'all checking me out. And leave a comment. Subscribe and leave a comment. Subscribe. I appreciate y'all. Hit the Sled.